All right, welcome into Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy, taking us into the noon hour here Central Time. Let's see what these markets have got going for us as far as we are concerned right now. Lunchtime hour on the East Coast. Let's see what corn's doing. Right. Well, it's up 2 1/4 cents, so that's not bad. Well, we'll take it. 4.79 Can we put a 5 in front of this, folks? I don't know. We're up. Well, I tell you what, we're about one tick off the high of the day. Up 2 1/4 cents on the day, and we've had about a 6 3/4 cent range. So the range is small, not a lot going on, but just quietly eking higher, 2 3/4 cents higher in the March 2 to 4.95.5. All right, that's corn. Let's go to beans. They're up 5 3/4 cents in that Jan contract, 13.88 1/4 is last there, and that too is bumping up against the highs. Only about what, a penny and a quarter away from them. We've had a decent range. Oh, I'm gonna call it 21 cents between friends. 5 3/4 cents higher there. March is up 6 cents. 14.01, put a 14 in front of March. There you go. How about wheat in Chicago, Chicago wheat? Well, now we got a 6 in front of the old March. Can we put one in front of Dees? Well, not right now. 5.79 is last there. We're up a half cent on the day there. Middle of the range. Again, March is up 2 1/4 cents to 6.04.5. All right, that's Chicago wheat. Let's go to Kansas City. Let's go see what the hard red's doing. That's up 3 1/4 cents in Dees. 6.44 3/4 is last, about 5 cents off the high of the day, 7 cents off the low. I'm going to call that in the middle of the range between friends, right? 2 cents higher in the March, right behind it to 6.54 even. Then finally, let's go to the spring wheat before we hit the old cotton. Spring wheat's up 6 1/4 cents there in that D's contract. 7.35 is last, 4.5 cents off the high of the day, and about 8 cents off the lows. All right, there you go. That's spring wheat. Finally, let's get to cotton, and we'll get to our guest analyst. Cotton, it's up 177 points to 79.25. So there you go. Cotton on the rebound, making a little bit of a comeback. Let's bring our next guest analyst in. He's Tommy Grisafi. Tommy is with Advanced Trading, and I think where are you? Ames, Iowa. There we go. I like good old Iowa. We've had somebody on from Cedar Rapids, so it's an Iowa day today. What are your thoughts here, Tommy? I mean, a little bit of movement.
Yeah, a lot of this stems. Let's talk about outside markets real quick. CPI, monster number. Last I looked, Scott, Dow Jones was up 500. Everything's great in America. You'll probably never have a negative Scott the Cow Guy segment again because the problem's fixed, right? Problem is it's all good. Check, clear, ready to go.
So, yeah.
When the CPI number came out, grains did catch a bid. They were down overnight. Obviously, we overdid it in beans and meal, but currently meal's up and beans are up. This is real buying. This isn't. This is serious now in the sense that if the crop doesn't continue to get planted in South America, it's very much going to affect that second crop, safrinha corn crop, and it just plays and plays. The American farmer need this. They need a problem to have somewhere else. The problem is there's probably a lot of soybeans that were sold at harvest lows, and I don't know who out there. You tell me, Scott, of your listeners and viewers and everybody watching, who actually buys calls, call options, call spreads, futures back. I'm not sure. Did the American farmer lose control of the soybean crop at the dead low? Were they hedged from the great levels of earlier in the year? A lot of scenarios. But with a giant rally, did you say March soybeans had a 14?
Yeah.
With that, there's still cash corn in North Dakota that's $3.99. So what's happening, as they say, you can't sell your soybeans in the corn pit or the wheat pit. The soybean meal is in a bull market. The other grains, not so much. Back to you.
Yeah, March is at 14 even right now as we speak. Okay, so we've gotten March up to 14. We'll see if we can do something when it comes to the Jan. But this is on the back of the fact that we know the weather's bad down south.
We do know that. That is not a secret.
Right, and so
it's
what if it gets better?
Market. Well, that's where we,
right?
This is the fun part. That's the fun part.
You have to protect against that, right?
You do. Yeah, we'd be a seller at these levels. We'd be a protector. Matter of fact, the second I get off this show, I had 2 clients call me right before we went on, and they said, what should we do with soybeans? They went a lot further, a lot faster than they thought. And I'm going to explain what their choices are. You are the American farmer, you, the viewer, the watcher, the listener. You have choices. Use those choices. I'm smiling because this is a great country to farm in.
All right. Stay right there. We're going to go away. We got to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading in Ames, Iowa. I think that's Iowa State University, maybe? All right. We'll be right back after this. All right. Welcome back. I know you're waited with bated breath about these cattle prices. Well, let's look at the cattle markets. I've already preloaded the live cattle because I'm just that type of guy. Look at the Dees. almost up $2. Right now, $1.90 higher to 176. Wanting $1.87 higher. We just tick lower. 176.80s last there. We're now about $1.20 off the high of the day, and so we're settling back in more towards the middle of the range. But look at Feb's up $2.65 to 177.90, and that too is over like $1.12 from the highs of the day. So we've kind of settled back in here, but still some great gains when we talk about cattle there. That's the live cattle. Let's take a look at feeders. That's up $1.17, so we haven't a lot higher, but right now settling back in like everything else. 229.47 is last there, and that's I'm gonna call that in the middle of the day's range. March is up $2.05 to 232.12, and then finally let's take a look at lean hogs. I think they were lower the last time we met, and they still are. Deese is down 95 cents to 72.40, and that is 35 cents off the low of the day. We haven't even had a dollar range over there, so there you go. All right, let's bring back in Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading. Tommy, thanks for sticking around. All right, anything jump out at you when we look at those prices?
I'm glad the cattle market stopped going down. I have to say, with the Dow Jones, the S&P, the NASDAQ finishing like they might finish the year strong, that is a great thing for meat, for exports, for the consumer. Of course, there's a big gap between those in America. Obviously, a poor person doesn't own a lot of S&P and Dow Jones, and I'm very aware of that. But yet, it flows. When businesses are doing well and rich people are doing well, they can hire more people and pay them better. Overall, keep an eye on exports. That would be what would give this market the boost it needs. I'm glad the market stopped going down. There's been something for everyone in the meat complex this year. Scotty, back to you.
No, I'm glad you said exports, because with that CPI number that we got earlier today, a lot of these yields have crashed lower when it comes to the 10-year and the 30-year. And in doing so, that's also brought down the strength of the dollar. So I can say to you right now with some degree of confidence, we're off over 1,400 points. Sorry, 1,400 points. Look at that. We're almost gone through 104. So 104.05 is the low. We're just a tick off it right now. That's going to help our exports, right? We're going to get cheaper. Our customers abroad can buy more, right? So that's going to be something that will probably be a positive thing from this thing today, right, Tommy?
Absolutely. 10-year yield currently 4.45. If 10-year goes down another 20 bips, you'll actually hear people refinancing. People who financed really high a few months ago will get another lick at borrowing some money at a lower rate, which is great because we're all borrowing. Not you, Scotty. I know you don't borrow money, but the average
Suzanne's
guy,
the one.
just trying to make a living.
I borrow from Suzanne.
Oh, Suzanne. When God needs a loan, they go to Suzanne.
That's exactly right. All right, Tommy, thanks very much for that. Tommy Grisafi, he's with Advanced Trading in Ames, Iowa, home of the Cyclones. We're going to bring it back here to Nashville, home of Vanderbilt.